Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of the Analytical Eye Show. It's your boy Javier. Cheers. Let's get ready to talk about something that meets the eye daily. That's the slogan for this show is things that meet the eye daily. We talk about everything that I mentioned on this podcast is talking about shit that actually truly matters. I'm not here to talk about what celebrities are doing. I'm not here to talk about what rich folks are doing unless it has anything to do with that suppressing poor folks. Um, so that's what this is. My apologies. Give me one moment. My lips is all. See, a lot of times, and yes, I still have my Halloween, my Christmas decorations up, even though we in January. Yes, I know. No, don't be judging me, okay? I usually take them down towards the end of January. I actually been so busy, so I haven't really lit up the Christmas trees or the wreaths or anything like that since Christmas. But if y'all look, and I'm sure y'all looked at this background before, if you look, all of the things that kind of here that I kind of, some of it I've just like thrown on here, and then some of the stuff I intentionally put, like the Tulsa thing, food, the KKK and mass shootings and stuff. That all this stuff is American shit. All this. But at the center is the cover page of the 2020, not 2020, because remember I was born in 2000. So this is one of the newspaper front covers of the year 2000 behind the name of my show. So if you guys really look, at everything I do that's a part of this show now is this inspiration to try to look like this is the shit that matters that we need to be talking about. Not what the fuck Beyonce doing and Kim K and all the other chicks in Hollywood. Who give a fuck what's going on unless it has something to do with wrongdoing where we need to call them out and up to the table to talk about it, right? So, and I'm only mentioning them because that's just the first thing that comes to my mind. I ain't got nothing against Kim K or Beyonce or anybody else in Hollywood. I don't give two fucks. I'm not a Hollywood person. I'm a regular person like anybody else. I'm just saying that just to be saying it, okay? Like shit that matters to me. But then obviously you can't. I have to have the King of Pop on here. I can't, can't. I'm surprised I didn't even put Jill Scott up here, but it was just stuff I thought to throw out. I say all that to say is because I want to talk about something that I mentioned in season 1, right? And so actually, when I first initially was going to start on this, speak on this podcast today, I was going to mention, I was going to talk about something completely different. But I realized I want to talk about it today. And we're going to focus on living within your means, right? So in season 1, I kind of mentioned about living within your means and why do black people, and remember, anything I speak on is really about black people. I do kind of generalize stuff, but I like to speak on stuff that has something specifically directly relation to me. I don't like to really speak on stuff that really has anything to do, that doesn't have anything to do with me. I think there was only 2 or 3 things maybe I did, and that was one with Monique and her racial battle with Hollywood against Oprah, Tyler Lee Daniels, Lionsgate, and her fighting for racial equality. I did speak on like a little maybe small clips outside of my podcast about Wendy Williams and her health, and then Taraji P. Henson fighting for pay equality, and then I also mentioned about Donald Trump and Ice Cube. So I say that's as far as I've ever really gone. But other than that, I really don't like to talk about things that don't really have anything to do with any particular person in general, because that has nothing to really, in a sense, do with me, unless it has something to do with a larger realm or a larger fight that I believe that I should be able to speak on or have an opinion about, or to acknowledge their side, this side, and then this is my side, or what, see what I'm saying? So I say all that to say is this. In the season 1, I can't remember the episode, and I probably could look it up right now because it's on YouTube still. That I was speaking on living within your means, right? And I had mentioned, why the hell are y'all... Let me say it like this. There's a couple things I'm going to say as a disclaimer before I get started on this. 1, I support black people businesses. 2, I support black women businesses. 3, I support anyone that's trying to get up, get out, and do something with their life, right? What I don't support is black people businesses where the prices are ridiculously outraged. And that's one thing I had mentioned in the podcast then. I have mentioned two specific people, and I'm probably and within the context of it, I feel like I didn't fully explain myself because I just mentioned out their names without giving y'all full context. I don't mention Gucci, Prada, Louis Vuitton, Dolce and Gabbana because I've never seen these people's actual faces. I think the only person I may have ever really seen was Versace. Other than that, only because the documentary that came out, the assassination of Versace, what the fuck the dude's name is? You get what the fuck I'm saying. I think at the end they showed a picture, but I also looked up his sister and his family and stuff like that, right? That's really it. Other than that, I don't know any other people. And a lot of them are Italian brands and shit like that. I mentioned Rihanna and Beyonce because I know them by face. I listen to their music. I support them because they're beautiful, black, humble women. They're smart. They're talented. They're amazing women. I called out because I remember, I think during that time, I had looked up just random shit, just looking up shit. And I think at this point, Beyonce had already signed her deal at the time when I recorded that episode, or she had already had it for a couple of years where she had that deal with Adidas. And I was looking up how much her shit cost. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? These prices are outrageous. And it just popped in my mind. I remember seeing that online, and I had mentioned it. So if you haven't seen the episode, let me explain it to you now. I said verbatim, or really not verbatim, but in so many words, Beyonce, why the fuck you got high ass prices when motherfuckers, why are y'all out here spending? And I also mentioned Michael Jordan. And I had to do a retraction on another episode because I found out what my mom had told me about Michael Jordan. I cared about black people killing themselves over his sneakers. And then I also looked up, before I had wanted to mention that on this podcast, I looked it up, and I found a website, but it turned out to be a fake website. So I issued an apology to Michael Jordan, so y'all don't be getting on top of me about that shit, okay? I don't like wearing Jordans because I'm not paying $200+ for some damn shoes, unless it's some orthopedic, comfortable ass shoes, okay? That's just number one. Number two, I don't believe anybody, no matter if you're black, white, Asian, Mexican, charging high ass prices for your damn apparel. I shop at Burlington, I shop at TJ Maxx, I shop at Ross, I shop at Walmart. Barely even that, okay? I shop on a discount. Anything that's in my damn closet, anything you see that I ever wear is pretty much Ross related. I have no shame in it. I'd rather go into the Ross and get $1,000 worth of a whole bunch of shit than going into the mall and getting 2-3 things worth that much. It makes no sense to me. The only things I've ever spent money on was my prom and graduation suits. I got, 2 full suits, a whole bunch of ties, bow ties, 2 dress shoes that were Stacey Adams, and I forgot the other brand. Then all that cost like no more than $1,100. And then the most expensive shoes I ever got was the Timberlands, which were $200, and I actually wanted to return them motherfuckers. Other than that, all my shoes have cost $70 or less. And I have 20+ shoes. Now, let me say this. I'm not dogging anybody that sits up here and wants to spend $5,000 on some shoes, $8,000 on a dress. I find it ridiculous. I don't care how big I get once my career jumps off and I become a successful storyteller through my music and through writing and producing and directing and acting and all the other facets that I want to do, because I do want to jump into fashion. I do want to jump into apparel and to a whole bunch of other restaurants and this, that, and the third. No matter how big I get, I don't think I want to ever spend $8,000 on a suit. I'm probably going to still take my ass over to the Men's Warehouse to be cheaper with it. I'm just that type of person. I'm frugal. I love being frugal. I love keeping my money in my pockets. And then on top of that, giving money where needed. Like, why be Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk rich of today and have all that money and you go and create a spaceship rather than help people that are hungry? You understand what I'm saying? It'd be the same thing like the richest known man ever. Not only just his net worth, but his empire was Mufa Musa. He was an African emperor, the highest known net worth of all times, for over $400 billion. What you gonna need with all that? Like, what do you need with all that? And then you know. But I love that Rihanna has become an entrepreneur. That's number one. Number two, I love Beyonce as an entrepreneur herself. The one thing I was stating, and all those things, even with Michael Jordan, even with, remember, and I said this, I don't know Dolce & Gabbana. I don't know all of them. And the reason why I didn't mention, even though black people, y'all buy that shit too, I was specifically talking about our own kind because it's my own kind. I want to talk about my own kind. I want to talk about other people that I don't know nothing about. And I did shame, and I still stand by what the fuck I said. Where I don't understand why is these prices so fucking high. I get it, it's expensive to make clothes and things like that. And if you get shit dirt cheap, that means that they came from China in a sweatshop. Let's just call it for what the fuck it is. Let's call it a spade here, okay? Let's just talk real. So I understand that. But what I was saying is that I don't agree with it. Create shit affordable. And then you already know black people spend money on ridiculous shit. Women will go fucking get their hair done before they pay their damn rent. Dudes will sit up here and buy all these sneakers, Jordan shoes, all that shit like that for no fucking reason, just to look what they got. They got guap, or they what they call it, they got sauce, or they dripping, whatever the fuck they be saying nowadays about how they be looking fresh to death. Don't understand it. When you can sit up here and look fashionable within reason. Oh, I gotta have the name brand this, I gotta have the name brand that. That's what I was talking about, of living within your means. And I mean, black people support, not only just support another black business, because there's a here's the thing I'll say to this, and Miss Pat, me and Miss Pat agree on this. Why the hell are we gonna sit up here and support a black business if it ain't a good business? Oh, support black businesses, support black business. I don't support, let me tell you the reason why I hate supporting a lot of black businesses. Is because y'all, number one, black people, no matter if you are the receiving end, which is the consumer, or you're the one that's the demand, or the person that's making the product, you guys want to charge so fucking much. I remember I went to this gun show here in Florida with my friend Jeanette, and they had a cooking area, like they had, vendors outside. These freaking people wanted to charge for, I think I had gotten, for example, I remember she had a turkey leg, mac and cheese, and some, like another side that went with it. Already charging $25 fucking for that whole turkey leg. When I can go to Walmart and get the turkey leg for $5 and get mac and cheese and all that stuff and make all that for $25. Or actually, no, correction, she wasn't charging $25. She charged like $35, $40. And I didn't realize that until I paid it, because I thought I was getting 2 plates instead of 1. And when I found that, I said, the fuck? But I said, you know what? That's fine. There's a lot, and then I also see a lot of times on social media where motherfuckers that are black, they charge ridiculous ass prices for so much little quantity of food. That's number one. Number two, black people always looking for a handout. You gonna give me a special, you gonna hook me up. If you truly support not just a black business, you support somebody's business, you're not gonna always ask for a hookup. Because the IRS ain't gonna be asking for, can I get a hookup? You can't ask the IRS, can I get a hookup on my taxes? Can I get a hookup on this? They want their money. When the bank comes for their money, can I get a hookup on this month's mortgage or whatever? No, you gotta pay what the fuck you owe. So that's why I can't stand black people always looking for a handout. Not all black people. I'm just saying what I noticed. And a lot of times that's why some black businesses be failing. Because one, the prices be too fucking ridiculously high. And two, you're always looking for a fucking discount. Like, when for example, my sister's coming to me about her boyfriend or her father to her kids, that he has his own plumbing company. And he wants to, look into getting some advertisement and like photos done and this, that, and the third. I'm not doing no discount. You pay me what the fuck you owe me. I don't do that. I don't believe in it. Because I still have bills I have to pay. And my time is my time. My worth is my worth. And I'm not going to discount it just because we know each other. Oh, because we black, so let me get the hookup. You know what I'm saying? And that's number one. Number two, just because they black doesn't mean their business is good. Doesn't mean their rapport, their reviews, their performance, how they operate, their business is good. You got to find the right business for you. No matter what they believe, no matter what the person believes in, no matter the color of their skin, no matter their gender, whatever it is. I don't give a damn if you was Donald Trump supporter or you was a KKK member. If your ass is gonna do a great job painting my house, and you gonna do it under my budget or give me a better rate than this black dude, I'm going with you. Cause at that point, I don't give a fuck what you believe in. Cause guess what? That KKK member, that Donald Trump supporter, or that racist white motherfucker, or even if you're not racist or Donald Trump or KKK member or supporter, you's gonna still have to work and get work. You gonna still have to answer to this black dude right here, this multi-race dude right here. At the end of the day, so it doesn't matter. It's about the best business possible. And yes, I was shaming Beyonce, and I will say this, I was wrong too, because when I looked up, Fenty does have a lot of affordable shit that I saw, and I was like, so I was really wrong in that regards too. But I say all that to say, no matter, and I don't want to say I'm backtracking. I'm just going to say it like this, though. When it comes specifically to black people, live within your means. Live within your means. Live within your means. It's that simple. Stop sitting up here and buying $1,000 garment for nothing. Even if it is from Beyonce. Even if it is from Rihanna. Or, hell, I don't even know any other black people out there that are crazy. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but I can't really think. I just know those two because they do have big fashion lines and stuff like that. Ridiculously outraged prices. And to Dolce & Gabbana and Louis Vuitton and Michael, Michael Kors, I think that's his name, and all the other brands out there, ridiculous. Charging thousands of dollars for nothing. But at the same time, people ain't gonna stop shopping for it, so the only thing I say is just live within your means. Live within your means, you know? And I do shame everybody, not just black people, but everybody that charges ridiculous amounts of money for and then they know that people are gonna go out here and potentially become homeless or potentially risk their stability for your product at the end of the day. And I find that very, very ridiculous. Like, I remember one time, I think when I was there's a mall here that's like the rich people mall, which is called Millennium Mall here in Orlando. And I think me and my friend Jeanette walked into a Gucci thing, and I saw a person there that was like, yay, this big, already starting at like $9,000. I said, what the fuck who does this? This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. And like my mom always told me, you're not paying for the quality, you're paying for the name. When you pay for a Tommy Hilfiger shirt, you're paying because it says Tommy Hilfiger on it. When you're paying for a Beyonce shirt, you're paying because it says Beyonce on it. You ain't paying for the quality, and I'm not saying that Beyonce's quality stuff or Rihanna or Tommy Hilfiger or Gucci or Prada or whoever it is out there ain't got good quality shit. I'm just saying a lot of times when you put your name on it, it marks up. It goes up. And I find that quite freaking ridiculous. Really ridiculous. But then again, they do that with everything. I remember I went to Just Scott's concert. I said, a fucking sweater is $70? I ain't gonna lie, I bought it. It's Just Scott on it, so I can't really talk too fucking much. But at the same time, I'm like, god damn, this shit is fucking expensive. And then I know people are probably watching will watch out here. When you get your damn shit, you gonna be sitting up there hocking up the prices too. Within reason. Within reason. Especially if I'm paying my workers high. That's the thing. If I'm paying my workers high and the product is high, there's a difference. And I'm not saying wherever all the people I just mentioned get their products from, wherever their manufacturers, whoever the manufacturers are that makes them, or the factories that make them aren't getting paid high, or they are getting paid high. I'm just saying that shit just don't need to be. Shit is high for what? Support black people businesses within reason. Support other people's businesses within reason. Within reason. That's my whole perspective. That's my whole gist for mentioning Rihanna last time, mentioning Beyonce, mentioning Michael Jordan. I have owned a pair of Jordans, but that was when I was an infant. I have not bought a pair of Jordans since. The only reason why I don't think so is because I don't want to pay fucking $200 for a pair of fucking shoes. I find it fucking ridiculous. I really do. I mean, they look pretty cool. They alright, but I'm not spending $200. My friend Sky, she has all the Jordans and shit. Now, if somebody want to give me some gift me some Jordans or give me some Jordans for free, cool, I'll take them. But I'm not buying them. I ain't buying no Kobe Bryant shoes. I'm not buying no Gucci shoes, no Prada, no Lane Bryant, all these motherfuckers. I'm not buying it. Why? For what? I walked into Millennium Mall one time and I saw them shoes, and there was some shoes in the damn window for like starting at 4Gs. I said, who the fuck is buying 4G pair of shoes? That's like at least now, like, because rent has gone up to freaking, my rent is $1,700. That's like almost 2-3 months worth of rent for me. That's fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous. That's almost a whole down payment on a used car. I just don't see it. And like I said, I'm not judging anybody. Do what you want to do with your money. But at the end of the day, materialistic shit don't matter. Really, it really don't. It really don't. And that's the reason why when I was in school, we had a talk about, I think in economics class, why do you think that a president makes less than a football player. Isn't a president's job more important than a football player? Yeah, it is. But guess what? The wants are always much higher than our needs. The desire, the lust for. So that's the reason why Beyonce is able to charge $1,000 for something that's ridiculous, or Gucci, or Prada, or Rihanna, or hell, even Kanye West with his fucking them ugly ass Yeezys and shit like that. Like, for what? Because the demand is high. And hey, you want to hock it up some more? Yeah, hey, because if I can make $100 from this, maybe I can. Let's try $250. Oh, they really buying at $250 still. Let's hock it up some more. So I understand that. So I don't even fault Beyonce, anybody else out there that's got ridiculous high prices. And I keep saying Beyonce, so I need to stop saying Beyonce because I don't want her. Because then I don't want y'all to be trying to be, oh, you beating up on Beyonce. So I'm like, no. I'm just saying in general, one percenters, everything. Like, I would never buy a Tesla. It's ridiculous. The price for it is ridiculous. Shit's stupid. But I damn sure will get me a damn Escalade Platinum Edition with the sport utility. But then people like, well, I mean, that's like a $150,000 car. That's almost a down payment. That's a house right there. So I guess I have my own shit too. So let me shut up then. How about that? How about I shut up, right? Because, and I know you're probably saying, he need to shut the fuck up. Because like, we all have our own quirks on what we decided, how we choose to spend our money wisely. So that's what all I say is, at the end of the day, on one perspective, I'm shaming the people, the producers, the people that make the product. On the other hand, I'm shaming the people that are the consumers, and I'm one. And then on the other hand, I'm like, you know what? I understand both sides of it. Especially because I'm going to be an entrepreneur and I'm going to be getting into this space. At the end of the day, just live within your means. Don't risk your Beyonce doesn't want you to risk your livelihood for her outfits. Rihanna don't want that either. I don't know about Kanye West, maybe. I'm just joking. No, for real. Like, just live within your means, y'all. Live within your means. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And there's only so much shit you can buy. Really. Only so much shit you can buy. So that's, I get it. Having shit is nice. But at the end of the day, roof over your head, clothes on your back, food in your stomach is little than all that matters. And if you don't take anything else away from this podcast and you don't understand what I just said, those last three things, those 3 points I just made, clearly you weren't listening. Because I'm sure a lot of people are going to be, oh, look at him talking down about not supporting black people. Look at him talking about not supporting black businesses. Look at him talking about downing black women. First of all, if you ain't never watched any of these podcast episodes, if that's what you take away is that I don't support black women, you are sorely mistaken. Because all I've grown up with was black women. All I do is support black women. Maybe the way I'm saying it, you don't like it. But this is just how I talk, and there's no way I can change it. It is what the fuck it is. You can go tune into another motherfucking podcast. You don't like what the fuck I got to say. Because at the end of the day, I love my girl Beyonce, okay? That woman is very talented. She's extraordinary. She is phenomenal, okay? That woman is the hardest running, that woman behind Janet Jackson is the hardest working female musician of all time. That woman just don't stop. Beyonce just don't stop. Come on, she was torn pregnant. She was dancing pregnant. Like, come on. So, gotta get hats off to the queen. Same thing with Rihanna and all the shit that Rihanna's had to go through all her years and the trials and tribulations to then become a billionaire and have a very successful, lucrative business. What more can you ask for at the end of the day? And I'm not hating on either one of those women. I love those women. I love their entrepreneurships. I love their music. I love their art. I love everything about them. Don't resent them at all. Not jealous of them at all. It's all out of pure love. No malice intent. Nothing like that. So don't take it that way. I just so happen to call them out because I know who they are. I know their faces. And I am hoping to aspire to meet them one day. And at the same time, I also look up to them. And just as a fellow consumer, I'm just saying I ain't gonna pay all that shit. But I know somebody else will, so go ahead and do as you please. But I'm just saying live within your means. Because I just see a lot of black people really suffering because they have all this materialistic shit. But where's the investment in your future, like your education or your family or your generation to come? Like let's work on that. Let's make that our focal point. You understand what I'm saying, y'all? And leave all that materialistic shit for the birds. It really does not matter at the end of the day. Invest in stuff that really matters, that speaks volumes. All that shit is depreciating. Cars, houses, and I'm not just talking about Beyonce's. I'm talking about just regular shit. Cars, houses, jewelry, clothes. All that shit is depreciating value, black people. Why do we as black people so like folk? I get it in a sense of why we do focus on when I make it big, I'm gonna buy my mama a house and all this stuff like that, because look where we came from with slavery, where we were looking for, we're all of us as black people looking for our 40 acres and a mule. We're always looking for that, but we're looking for it in the wrong ways. Even though houses are appreciating value, there was I forgot, I have to try to find that post. I wish I had it right now because it's on my mind. But it talks about how having a house isn't really a true investment. It really isn't. It's not the peak of success. Oh, I got a house now, so success. No. The peak is sustaining your money, not just your money, but your values within it, and the longevity in that for generations to come, through not just investments, but through making smart business and personal decisions. And I just don't understand when I see people trying to live their lives after these celebrities. When you see Cardi B, you see Nicki Minaj, you see all these new rappers and artists of today that they got diamonds, the riches, the gold, why? That's not ultimate. That ain't nothing. There's nothing. People out here hungry in the streets. Use that money that you're gonna spend on that little fur coat. That was $1,000. Go help somebody in need, or save it up to pay a bill for, or save it for a rainy day. I get why black people do what they do, but at the same time, the quickest turn off for me is you trying to bling out. I really don't like to see that. It's very unattractive to me, and it's not. And it's only because it's a mask, or it's just something that's not worth having. I'm as simple as it comes, and I'm just a frugal person as well. But live within your means, y'all. Live within your means, but just know that it ain't the be all and end all. You know what I'm saying? It's just all materialistic shit. But I do get it. We all have our own things, like, you know, you only buy this certain product, or you do this or that. The only thing I say I probably try to stay expensive on, is my electronics, because you got a good quality shit. You know, I don't do cheap shit. But other than that, everything else I try to get is just cheap. Stay cheap on it, you know. Stay cheap, breed them in wheat. That makes sense. But yes. So I appreciate y'all for watching this episode of the Analytical Eye Show. Let's talk about our fun fact for the day. Our fun fact. I'm so irresponsible right now on this. Let's see. Today, my apologies, because his birthday is coming up, we're going to talk about Dr. Martin Luther King. Everybody know who Martin Luther King is. I don't even think I need to be saying this. The infamous man behind the I Have a Dream speech. He was an American minister and activist. He was born January 15th, 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia. And he died from an obviously assassination April 4th. Oh, that's Jill Scott's birthday. April 4th, 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee. And he was a powerful figure in the civil rights movement. His son also passed away last year, if I'm not mistaken. Let me make sure. Sorry, hold on. Let me make sure. No. One of his there we go. Yeah, his son. Dexter King died last year, January 22nd. So rest in peace to you, sir. You're finally up there with your dad. And he was a powerful figure, not only in the church, but in people's lives through right to vote, desegregation, labor laws, and a host of other civil rights that were on the agenda to forward the black movement, the end of Jim Crow, and a whole bunch of just stuff that just was happening that take precedence to move the needle forward, to move the black love, black life, black money, black entrepreneurship, black everything, black excellence forward. And so I just want to say thank you to Dr. Martin Luther King and everything that you've done for all of us. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., my apologies. And let's celebrate him. His birthday is coming up, y'all. I think sadly, let me make sure it's correct, if I'm not mistaken, or not his birthday, but his day is coming up. Sadly, it's on the same day as the inauguration, so it's kind of like a catch-20, what would you call it, a catch-22, because the motherfuckers that stormed the Capitol that were domestic terrorists, and the leader of the domestic terrorists is getting back in office again, and then you got Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s day happening on that day. Not his birthday, but his day they're both coinciding on the same day. It's like, how disrespectful can y'all be? How rude can y'all be? But then again, I know that the inaugurations always happen on January 20th, I believe, or whatever like that. So it is what the fuck it is. But I'm gonna be more focused on that, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s day, than Trump's inauguration. But anyways, I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for watching this episode of the Analytical Eye Show. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I always say TikTok, but now with TikTok going down, potentially, unless they ban it and the Chinese sell it, but I don't really care if they sell it or not. I feel like it's their company, they should keep it. You can follow me on TikTok until further notice. You can also follow the show on The Analytical Eye Show on Facebook and Instagram, and on Twitter it's iAnalytical. I'm still trying to get that damn username changed around. I gotta check into that. But until further notice, it's still iAnalytical. I appreciate y'all so much. Definitely start looking out for me on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and the other couple websites for podcasts soon. Hope and just we gonna get there, y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Cheers. And again, like I said, Happy New Year. Let's start off and let's continue 2025. Hopefully better than what it's been thus far. Cheers, y'all. The Analytical Eye Show is presented by Analytical Eye Productions, a AAVR company.